15 in Freiburg. It was cold today and obviously cold overnight tonight, setting the stage for our first round of precipitation. There it is, moving through the eastern Great Lakes, and it's basically a little clipper. And so this storm that we were watching most of last week for Tuesday and Wednesday has separated into two storms. First one comes through overnight tonight in through tomorrow, and then the second round, which looks a little bit stronger, comes through on Wednesday. So let's focus on tonight and into tomorrow first. Hour by hour forecast clouding up here from southwest to northeast through the evening, but the night should be fine. It's not until early tomorrow morning, 3-4 o'clock, that we start seeing some real snow coming into western Maine, southern Maine as well. And by the morning commute, it's snowing over a good chunk of the state, excluding Aroostook County and maybe into Washington and Hancock County a bit. But then everybody starts snowing through the middle of the day. Rain snow line starts flirting with southern and mid-coastal Maine, changing over to a couple of rain showers there. Consistent light to moderate snow inland, and then that rain snow line ends things on Tuesday night before our next storm moves in on Wednesday. So this is just round one tonight and into tomorrow. 1 to 3 inches along the coastline, 3 to 6 into the foothills and mountains. But guys, this is only map 1 of 2. I'm actually going to show you 3 maps. I think it's a new record. So you might as well start cutting time from the stories right now.
Let's make a deal, right? What's behind what curtain?
Exactly.
All right.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. We are cold going to and from our cars, but imagine what it would be like to live outside.
Yeah, so the elements, the freezing rain, the snow, the sleet. What if you're homeless? Cameron O'Brien spent time working on that story today.
Yeah, guys, 36 people died from homelessness in Portland this year alone, and the average lifespan of someone who is homeless is 20 years shorter than someone who's not experiencing it. Homelessness is deadly. That cannot be understated, and the cold weather only makes things more complicated. So how do folks get by? Here's what I learned. James Spanos spends his days navigating life on Portland's streets, pushing that cart. Its contents held together with a bungee cord. So you got to take this everywhere?
No.
This is your life?
Everywhere, yep. That's my life.
It's a task that becomes unbearable as winter sets in.
I got my tent and everything ready. It's too cold.
Low temperatures and snowy days make his life even more dangerous.
Yes, I already been hit by one car. I don't need another one. But yes, it's very slippery, especially the sidewalks. And you end up walking in the road.
James is staying at Oxford Street Shelter to beat the cold. They say when the temperature drops, their numbers soar. The city of Portland does not turn away anyone in need of a place to sleep.
We have definitely seen an increase in people accessing the emergency overnight shelter part and have come really close and have had to use overflow sites.
It's the same story down the street at the Preble Street Resource Center. Folks walk miles in sub-zero temperatures just to access basic services.
You have to walk across town, you have to wait in line for your breakfast, then you have to go in upstairs and wait in line for your shower. You might not have access to a phone, you're in dirty clothes, you can't get a laundry slot.
As for solutions,
housing. And the housing has to be better.
Shelters in Portland believe in a housing first policy. They say finding someone an affordable place to live is the first step towards ending chronic homelessness. So if you're trying to figure out a way to help after listening to that, James told me some of the best things he can do is just, a kind word. Just being nice, having something nice to say. If you have something to give, that's wonderful, but not necessary. But if you are looking to give something, Preble Street says they are always accepting food and warm clothing, especially when the weather gets like this. Back to you guys.
All right, Cameron, thank you so much for that.
People spend a lot of time and money to reach the goal of graduating college. The crowning moment of that achievement is a stroll across the stage to reach out and grab that diploma in front of friends and family.
I could not wait to get my hands on that thing. But for some students in Maine, that walk looks like it's going to be even more expensive than they thought because graduation will not be held in our state. Students at Purdue University Global, formerly Kaplan University, were scheduled to march in the graduation ceremony in Portland in the spring. However, kids on the campuses in Lewiston and Augusta received emails notifying them that there will be only 3 regional graduations going forward, 1 in California, 1 in Indiana, and 1 in Washington, D.C. It's not an ideal situation for people who had been looking forward to graduation day, like Richie Hawkins, who lives in Thompson.
You spend tons of money. It was tons of time. It was a huge commitment and a lot of sacrifice. There were many, many weekends that my wife just had to take the kids out of the house so I could get assignments done. And I'd worked really, really hard. I actually made the honor roll. I finished with a 4.0. I joined a bunch of honor societies, so I have all these cords I was so excited to wear, and now I'm not going to wear them, I guess.
Hawkins said the plan for now is for him to get his diploma in the mail. The university did send News Center Maine a statement which read in part, while the tradition of holding smaller local graduation ceremonies throughout the year might have made sense in the past, as a global institution supporting students all over the world, we believe we can provide a more consistent, exceptional graduation experience by offering our students and their families a choice of larger, unique regional venues. We want to update you now on a couple of stories we first talked about last month.
The Midcoast Recovery Coalition needed to raise $160,000 in about a month to complete the purchase of a home in Camden. The campaign was a success as more than 400 donors chipped in to raise the funds so that 63 Washington Street can be turned into a healing home for women in recovery and for their children as well. The deal is scheduled to be complete by January 18th.
We also introduced you to Kristen Johnson of Sanford, who has not been able to walk since a car crash back when she was in high school. Some state-of-the-art equipment could help Johnson start the process of being able to walk again, and a fundraising effort was held in Sanford. That event raised just under $24,000, which will allow Johnson to purchase the Galileo tilt table, which will be made in Germany and shipped to her within 4 to 6 weeks. Kristen says she was thankful and grateful for all the support from her community.
Great news there.
Yeah.
All right, giving up alcohol even for 30 days could help you sleep better and lose weight. That's according to researchers in the UK who studied data from over 800 people who did not drink for the entire month of January last year. Findings show those who didn't drink had more energy and they reported drinking less months later. Nearly 90% also said they saved money.
All right, speaking of money, do you think it's a worthwhile investment to maybe put a little money away to keep your resolution, like maybe paying for a gym membership or a life coach? Let us know where you stand on that. Vote in our Pulse poll at our website and on our mobile apps, and join the conversation right now on our Facebook and YouTube live streams. Is it worth putting away some money towards getting those New Year's resolutions taken care of?
Right.
Would you do it?
It is motivating, right?
Yeah.
If you paid for that gym membership, you ought to go.
Or you pay for it and you don't go. That's pretty much what I do. Okay, we're going to recap a wild night it was at the Golden Globes last night coming up.
And a couple of the most common resolutions for 2019, and they're not the lace up the sneakers, hop on the treadmill type. How is everybody?
Whoa.
How's it going? Look who's back. Everyone was very curious as to where you were.
Oh, where was I?
This is your first now of 2019.
Yes, I did anchor on New Year's Day. You were off.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But this is your first now.
This is the first now. Oh, look who's coming. It's Maddie.
Guys, look who's back.
Maddie the intern. When are we going to get to introduce you? Like, I feel like you're always going to be Maddie the intern. Like, you could work here for 20 years and be like a full-fledged employee, but you're just going to be Maddie the intern. I mean, you're Maddie the intern.
Maddie the intern.
Just lose that. What's up, Jeffrey?
Jeffrey says, welcome back, Goldie.
Okay.
So
What's
we are
up,
going.
Big Fred? This is the first one. You know what? We'll ask Keith about school coming up here.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Keith, if you feel so inclined, maybe after weather, a lot of people just looking for the timing and whether it's going to affect school, because obviously it's going to be right during the morning commute. So, no, your mic cable needs to be tucked in.
Lee, which script do you want? Number one or number two?
Don't even know what we're doing.
We have two little headlines here.
Oh, I don't care. You decide.
I'll do number two.
Okay.
Hi, welcome back. Hi, thanks. You both welcome back.
Yo. Hey, look.
What is it?
Yeah, I didn't shut it off, so.
Yes, Karen.
Sorry, I forgot.
Oh, Fred, come on, man. You got injured? Let's go.
Oh no. Oh, we got an Ask Now, kind of.
No, I actually was just thinking about that too. Welcome back, everybody. A couple of quick headlines for you in the news on this day. President Donald Trump is traveling to the U.S.-Mexico border later this week as a partial government shutdown continues. The president showing no signs of budging on his demand for more than $5 billion for a wall along the U.S.-Mexican border. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi intends to begin passing individual bills to reopen agencies in the coming days, starting with the Treasury Department, to ensure that people do receive their tax refunds.
Kevin Spacey's legal team answering to indecent assault and battery charges stemming from an alleged incident involving an 18-year-old boy at a Nantucket bar in 2016. They entered a plea of not guilty on the actor's behalf. The judge ordered him to stay away from the young man. Another hearing is set for March 4th. Spacey's lawyer has questioned the evidence against him.
Acceptance speeches are usually dull, even on Hollywood's biggest stages. But one winner's strange shout-out at last night's Golden Globes has the social media world buzzing. And it wasn't a celebrity who caught the internet's attention on the red carpet. Here's that and everything else you may have missed from 2019's first major award show. First up, I have two words for you: Fiji girl. She can be seen photobombing almost every red carpet shot. Hey, hydration is an important job too. And the stars need water. But I'd file this in the you overdressed for the job category. Fiji Water responded to the hashtag in free publicity, saying, "We're so glad everyone is talking about our water." Are you thirsty for more? Next up, Grey's Anatomy fans had a mini dance party last night. Sandra Oh made history, becoming the first person of Asian descent to not only host the Globes, but to win on multiple occasions. So, 1 minute people are thanking their parents and loved ones, and the next, Christian Bale walks on stage and thanks Satan. "Thank you, Satan," he said, "for giving me inspiration for how to play this role." Bale won for his performance as Dick Cheney in the movie Vice. The former vice president's daughter taking to Twitter to respond to Bale's remarks, referencing the actor's 2008 arrest. "Satan probably inspired him to do this, too," she said, including an article of the report detailing the incident. So, the Golden Globes are over. Are you both excited for the Oscars next month?
Yeah, I think it's award season, right? So It's always somebody winning something and some controversy about something, and that's what keeps Maddie the intern in business to follow all this, so we don't have to.
It's good guidance, too, to figure out what movies you should maybe be checking out, which TV shows are worth your time, that sort of thing. And of course, Maddie and I were talking about this earlier, the dresses. I mean, the gowns.
So nice.
To have an excuse to wear something like that.
I know.
Goals.
Really? It's all I was talking about with my friends, too. So.
Exactly. Maddie, thanks so much.
All right, so this is my favorite thing on the internet today. It's an app, and it should just be called Dad Life. It's called Reply ASAP, and it makes text messages unusable between people that matter, right? Is that what that word is?
I'm not sure.
Oh, there you go, unmissable. Oh, okay, you can't possibly miss it. Okay, let's just say that then.
Yeah.
Because important messages shouldn't be missed. So Nick Herbert created this app.
It can freeze your child's phone and even sound an alarm in silent mode if they're not responding to you, the parent. It essentially forces teenagers to stop what they're doing and reply to them, especially if they're worried. Until the receiver responds, they won't be able to use other functions on their Android phone. That'd be a good thing to use when it's dinner time too.
So hold on, is that only for Android though? Is that what that basically the gist I'm getting there?
But
because I want to make sure that my kids can't use their phone until they reply to our text messages.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
I can't tell you how many times I've sent a message and I'm like,
I've had my mother come and search for me because I didn't respond.
And the phone's right there.
Yeah, I was busy.
It's a problem.
Yeah. All right, we want to check out too what you guys think about this. Is it worthwhile to invest some money into whatever your resolution is so that you stick to it? So yes, money talks only 20%, but 77% of you say you don't do resolutions.
Resolutions are a lot of pressure. I'm totally agreeing with that.
Exactly. All right. Well, Well, next up, we're going to find out more about the Dry January Challenge. It's probably something you've seen circling around on Facebook.
Yeah, and I feel like the next couple of days will not be dry. Keith's coming in to tell us all about it coming up.
More Instas. Hashtag Insta material.
Yeah. Hey, I was just telling you watched Bird Box, right?
Yes.
Lee?
Do you watch Bird Box?
No.
We talked about the Bird Box Challenge. Liam hasn't seen it yet.
Liam, cover earmuffs.
I don't care.
Facebook earmuffs.
I don't watch any, I've never finished a show on Netflix.
Okay, so I told Jess I'm very glad I didn't tweet when I was planning to tweet in the middle of it. I had it saved as a draft. It was one of many problems in this movie. Where are all the
Things only Keith Carson would say with a microphone.
Jason says she did good talking about Maddie. So yes, for those of you who have been with us for a while, you already know who Maddie is. Maddie is our intern, and she has graduated to Let's Get Her on TV status because she does such great work for us. So that was her first time reading off a teleprompter. And you at home might think that's easy. It's really hard. Not only do you have to stay with the video and follow the words, but there's somebody talking to you in your ear a lot of times at the same time, and it's not easy. Just imagine at home talking and then having somebody talk to you, but you have to keep talking. You can't just stop it. So
Maddie did way better than I ever did when I was first starting.
Oh,
my hands used to get so clammy and
I almost
sweaty.
threw up on television.
You did?
Oh no, I actually threw up. Yeah.
Really?
It wasn't pretty.
In West Virginia?
In Clarksburg, West Virginia. And I had this orange makeup on, this bright orange makeup, and I was nervous and sweaty, and my white collar got all orange because my makeup.
We are going to the monitor.
So that's not plain makeup.
We got a message on our News Center Maine Facebook page saying that, I forget who it was, I'm sorry, but you said that the New Year's resolution is to make people smile more. I think it's a good one.
That's a good one. Very good one.
So thank you. We have plenty of time during the stop.
You got it, Billy.
So have you guys seen this Dry January? I asked you guys about this on Facebook earlier today. A lot of you responded. Some people saying that they love Alan Coffee Brandy too much to do Dry January.
It is mean.
But yeah, some of you were doing that. I did hear an inspiring story from one person who did it a year ago to raise money, and then she continued to actually not drink for the rest of the year, and still hasn't drank. So I thought that was pretty cool. So you set a resolution for the new year. We're 7 days in. How's it going? Join the conversation right now on our Facebook and YouTube live streams.
Did you see the Dry January challenge? This is a no alcohol for 30-day thing. Now, by the looks of it, some of you are ready to take on that challenge, and others, not so much. Craig says day 7 of no alcohol has been the hardest after a long day of work.
And T, on the other hand, says the biggest gain so far has been no groggy feeling in the morning. So he's feeling better about the no alcohol. So no matter what your resolution is, we all know any change can be a challenge, but it's never too late to make one to change your life for the better. That's according to Lissa Bradford, a life coach from Maine who now lives in Florida. She says it's important to be realistic when setting goals, and it can be helpful to set boundaries. Of course, a common resolution involves eating better or exercising more, but Bradford says another popular resolution this year is to be more mindful.
The bottom line is that we teach people how to treat us with every interaction, with every encounter, with every word that comes out of our mouths. We teach people how to treat us, and we cannot teach people to treat us effectively and appropriately if we are vacant on the inside.
So she says by becoming more mindful, you can empower yourself and create a strong foundation for everything else you do, whatever that is. She says another common resolution she's seen this year with some of her clients, people wanting to be more aware of how much time they spend on social media. And I did find on Instagram, side note, you can set a daily timer to tell you how long you've been on for the day, so you can set limits.
So I don't want to be the cynical guy. But I've seen a lot of people like, I'm going to be on social media but they're posting all those things on social media. So
true.
I'm just saying, like,
It's true, and we're asking
you're
you to join the
going on
conversation.
social media
Yeah.
to tell me you're going to spend less time on social media, and then you react to all the comments on social media about you spending less time on social media. So really,
Right.
are you spending less time there?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I will say that setting the timer really works, actually.
I'm just saying. I'm just,
Yeah.
you know, just throwing it out there.
There you go. So
You
we
see
were
what I'm
talking about
saying?
the
See what I'm
dad
saying.
bod pics on
Dad bod.
Instagram.
I haven't.
break.
It's been too cold for any of that
Yeah,
stuff
way too
lately.
cold.
But we get. This is the first time ever I think I'm showing 3 snowfall maps tonight. So
3.
Isaac is
Buckle
already
your
sweating
seatbelt.
back
Big
there in
show.
the producer's
Big
box.
show.
Oh, we're gonna go so far over. Let's do it. Let's do it. We got 3 maps.
Did you say snow far over?
Snow far over.
Oh, there she is.
3 maps.
There
2
she
storms. Isaac's worried. All right. 20 in Wiscasset, 21 in Portland, 17 in Waterville. Cold through the day today, setting the stage for our first round of precipitation moving in tonight. You can see it's all snow coming through New York State, and it'll be largely snow for us, certainly tonight and through the first half of tomorrow. And that's going to be pretty much statewide. So as we talked about, this is now a 2-part storm system. Not one big storm, but some snow overnight tonight and through tomorrow, then some more snow and rain mixing in on Wednesday. So let's start with our clouding up overnight tonight. We start snowing early tomorrow morning, 2, 3, 4 over western Maine into the mid-coast. It's snowing through the morning commute over the vast majority of the state. And this is a snow that accumulates quickly because the boundary layer temperatures are pretty cold. Now we start flirting with a little rain along the coastline here right around noon. Meanwhile, still snowing inland, still snowing over down east Maine and certainly northern Maine and the mountains. Rain snow line tries to push pretty far north and then collapses back on Tuesday night. That is round 1, storm 1. So here is the map for that. 1 to 3 inches for a lot of us here, 3 to 6 into the foothills, mountains, and across northern Maine. Here comes storm 2 on Wednesday. Now storm 2 is stronger but warmer. So the coastline starts as rain, maybe a little sleet pellet activity, and then crashes to snow briefly, stays snow into the mountains, foothills. There's a rain-snow mix along 95 and just to the west. That continues through Wednesday afternoon. Still snowing over northern Maine on Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night, and then ends as a mixture late Wednesday night. That is storm 2, and again, that's a warmer storm system for the coastline. As a result, it's more tapered. A dusting to 2 inches maximum with that system on Wednesday for the coast, 2 to 4 inland, 4 to 8 though, additional inches of snow for you in the mountains. So I did the math for you because I know you like that better. This is both storms put together, 2 to 4, 4 to 7, 7 to 14. The only thing to note, especially coastline and interior, is you're unlikely to have 4 to 7 inches of snow on the ground when it's done because you're going to mix over on Wednesday. So these are your total amounts, but as far as what's going to be on the ground, if you put a ruler in on Wednesday, it'll be only the mountains that'll actually see 7 to 14. The rest of us, a lot of this will be rained off and melted off. Still need to plow it though, because after that, guys, we go into the meat locker this weekend. It is brutally cold. So it's like a double-edged sword because for outdoor enthusiasts, like I thought about, man, it'd be great to go skiing this weekend. Then I looked at the models and I was like, maybe not, because look at that. It could be potentially minus 15 or 16 in the mountains on Saturday morning. Even along the coast, we're talking 0, 17, 7, 19. And then we are watching a storm on Sunday. There's been a lot of talk about this because of the Patriots. The GFS is the only model that has that. That's the American model. And it's being impacted by the government shutdown. The data isn't all getting in there. So it's not the most trustworthy.
Well, Patriot Nation is praying for snow.
Be great.
You're bringing a team from Los Angeles to New England, let it
Phillip
snow.
Rivers, yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll see.
So, all right, sir. Thank you very
Speaking
much.
of, it is not official yet, but it is
Snow-mazing.
snow-mazing.
I wanted to say it, and you wanted to say it, so we both said it. It's a massive snow maze in Canada, 15 miles south of Winnipeg. The locals are getting their first chance to navigate this massive puzzle.
It's about 1.5 miles, and it takes an hour to get through. Probably 2 if I were there. The snow-packed walls stand 6.5 feet high.
That is so awesome. All right, one more look at our Pulse results. Actually, we want to get you in there. Do you think it's worthwhile to just invest a little bit of money so you can keep your New Year's resolution? Go to pulse.newscentermaine.com, click on the Pulse tab on our mobile app, and we are now up to 80% that are not doing any resolutions of any kind. You can't possibly blow your resolution if you don't make one.
Right,
that is a strategic way to go about it. 13 of you say, yeah, I will because money talks, and 4 say, no, it's too tough to keep up, and then 3% say my resolution will be saving money. So
very good.
Not a bad resolution either.
All right, stick with us. Brain drops when we come back.
So what happened to that?
So it was killed.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it got killed.
Oh, yep. There you go. I would have read it.
It's okay.
Whatever.
All good. All good.
That's why I have you.
That was so funny.
I knew we were both going to say that because like, I want that line. You're like, I want that line. Like, we are both saying that line. That was unscripted, people. That's just
I just know what he's thinking. So funny.
Oh my gosh. Can you? Oh, who wants to know why we're live? Oh, Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa.
Yes, we are live on Facebook with you. Live on YouTube. I think we're clear. Yeah. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, where we talk to you guys during the commercials and stuff, and then obviously we're live on TV.
Yeah.
So when it comes on, so we are live on both, which is mind-blowing.
The cool thing is a couple things. One, 5 o'clock's a tough time. People are still out, you know, doing their thing. Maybe they're getting dinner ready. Maybe they're at the grocery store. Maybe they're still at work. You can watch us on any tablet, phone, whatever, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. So that's really cool. And then number 2, we're able to interact with you guys in real time. So if you have like a story idea or a question or input, we're able to respond right away.
Plus, since this is live on Facebook,
yeah,
you can watch it later. So if you don't get home on any given day at 5:30, if you're home at 7 o'clock, you can just jump on our News Center Maine Facebook page, go to 5 o'clock and watch the entire news plus our conversation with you guys. So it sits there forever.
That's what my mom does.
Forever.
She's got to watch the kids at the after-school program. She can't be on the phone,
well,
so she
watches
it later.
Let's get Mama Millsy watching my kids.
My mom would love your children.
I think
she would want to take your children. She would want them to be her children.
Retire.
She would want them. Jeff, what's going on?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Oh, not much. Dinosaurs, asteroids, tsunamis. Pulse is dead. Okay. I do actually have a tsunami question for another time.
Okay.
But there was one recently, like a mini one on Captiva Island, Florida, I believe. I don't know. My mom was talking about it.
This is the best.
They call it, I think they're called meteotsunamis.
Oh, that's tonight.
Some of them can be caused by weather. It can still happen. They've done a lot of research. We'll talk about it.
Oh my God. This is going to make me scared. This is a brain drop. This is going to make me scared.
No one will tell you if it's going to happen.
It's going to make me feel small. It's going to make me feel dead and sad.
Sounds great.
All right, today's Brain Drops. They've done a couple of recent studies on the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs, which seems weird. How could it be recent? A lot of it's more advanced physics modeling, and some of it is archaeology. But what struck me about this is they were talking about how the tsunami was a huge, aside from the area that was vaporized by the asteroid, that was instant. It created a tsunami in the Gulf of Mexico that was a mile high. Think about that. I mean, you go out and see 6-foot waves, and those are pretty big waves. The other thing that struck me is it talked about how all the debris that was thrown into the atmosphere is what was responsible for killing off a lot of plants that survived, and any animals that survived died because the plants were no longer able to grow. And so they're learning a lot about exactly how this all went down. Interesting hypothetical, I've talked about this before, is we monitor, NASA monitors for asteroids and whatnot. But I have a theory that if something large were coming towards us, I'm not sure they would tell us, because we're not any more equipped than the dinosaurs were to fix it. There was that one movie where they drilled through the asteroid, but we can't do that yet. So
Lindsay's not going to sleep tonight.
I know.
I'm
just saying, I'm not a
Lindsay.
conspiracy theorist. I don't think they would tell people, because what's the point?
Why are we just finding this out now?
At least
So live your best
all
life
in this together.
every day.
Hashtag team
Right?
effort.
Watch out!
Oh, we're good. News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now.
Oh my God. The fact that Keith, you guys, is saying something like this, Keith, he won't admit this, but I'll say it. Keith would be the one to tell me this stuff, and he's saying this stuff, and it's scary.
Sorry.
Ugh.